The subject about materiality will be quite interesting. So I tried to note carefully yesterday so that I didn't make a mistake again. From where to start? So we are on page 241, 241, correct? So first we give the topic, types of materiality, rupa, types of rupa. So we say ekaja rupa. In Pali, eka means one. Cha means produce. So ekaja rupa means materiality produced by one cause. Dvija, dvi means two. So dvija rupa means materiality produced by two causes. Tija, ti means three. Tija rupa, materiality produced by three causes. Chatuja rupa, chatu means four. So materiality produced by four causes. And anekaja rupa means materiality produced by more than one cause or by many causes.
咁我哋繼續講呢個釋法嘅類型。咁咧釋法嘅類型咧，我哋可以用因即係佢個構成因咧，去將佢分類嘅。咁我哋咧可以發現咧，有一啲釋法咧係有一因嘅，有啲咧係有二因嘅，有啲係三因，有啲係四因有啲係多因。
So, Andrew, can you put on the Rupa chart, chart number 8? Chart number 8 is Rupa chart. Yesterday we discussed about the four causes that give rise to materiality. So actually we deal with this rule yesterday. Rupa samutthana, the causes that produce materiality. And we say there are four causes: Kamma, Chaita, Utu. Utu means the same as Tejo, heat, and Hara means nutriment. So now what we say here, the four the essential materialities, Pathavi, Tejo, Apo, Tejo, Vayu, they are produced by the four causes. Now when these four materials are produced, so these four materials are also produced simultaneously. So remember we say this eight materiality are indivisible. Avinya Bhoga means indivisible. They always arise together, and they remain together, and they cannot be divided. So we say the four essential materialities, and this is Ruparamana is the visible object, we call Varna, and then this is Gantha, is the smell, Rasa, the taste, and Oja, the nutriment. So this one, Oja, the nutriment. So this eight, they are the materiality. They are produced by the four causes. So we describe these are the four causes, and under these we also show 4. So that means they are produced by the four causes. And when they are produced as material group, we say, then limiting space, Prechida Rupa. Prechida Rupa. So this one. We also call it Akasa Dhatu, space. The space around each material group also appears. It appears simultaneously. So we also regard this Prechida Rupa. or that space element, akasa dhatu, to be produced by the four causes as well. So now we say there are 9 materialities produced by the four causes. So this we give on page 241, the number 1. 5. We start with the Ikaja Rupa first. So what I just tell you is the number 4. Actually, it's number 4 on page 241. So we say there are 9 Chatuja Rupas. Chatuja, we also say it is materially produced by 4 causes, which are produced by all the 4 causes. They are the 8 Avinibaga Rupas and Akasa Dhatu, the space element, which arises when material groups kalapas of the Avinibaga Rupas are formed. So you just take note. There are 9 Chatuja Rupa produced by 4 causes. And you know they are the 8 Avinibaga Rupa and the space element, Akasa Dhatu.
咁我哋首先咧睇翻呢張表啦，就去講呢個色嘅起源啦。咁呢個色咧就係由尋日嗰一節咧，我哋講到咧係由熱身色啦、心身色啦、呢個時節身色啦，同埋食身色組成嘅。咁呢4種嘅因咧就會構成呢個4大究竟色啦，地水火風。所以咧係4個嘅。咁另外咧就通常咧呢個地水火風生起嘅時候咧，佢咧就必須會伴隨住另外4個色法生起。我哋叫呢個叫八不離色啦。即係話佢哋會一齊嘅。就當你見到其中一個嘅時候，譬如你見到地嘅時候咧，另外嗰7個都會一齊嘅。叫八不離色啦。咁有呢個色啦、香啦、味啦。同埋呢個空呢幾個加埋係8個啦，色香味素啦，咁但係加埋呢個最後一個咧就係空嘅，即係呢個限制色入面嘅空啦咁呢個空咧就係指咧呢一個微細粒子啦，即係色聚與色聚之間咧嗰啲空間咁同埋亦都有講過色聚以外嘅空間之間或者以外嘅空間咁呢度夾埋咧就一共有9個除咗八不離色之外咧，加埋呢一個空咧就有9個咁喺241頁咧第5個嗰度咧就講到咧呢9組嘅4因色法4個因嘅色法即係第4點嗰度咁咧有4因而構成嘅色法咧。係乜嘢意思咧？就一共有9種嘅咁咧呢9種咧就包括咧八不離色啦，八不離色就係呢個地水火風色香味素然後咧再加埋呢一個空間咁咧加埋咧就係有9個因嘅咁所以咧一共有即係呢個4因法咧一共有9種嘅。
So we go to number 1, page 241. So number 1, we describe 5 pasada rupas, 2 bhava rupas, hadyavatu, and jivita rupa. Totally 9 materialities are produced by karma alone. So in this chart we show them very clearly. So we call them kamaja, kamaja ekan. So the ekan means actually the one produced by one cause. So they are the 5 pasada rupa, you already know. They are Chakku pasada, Sota pasada, Gana pasada, etc. The 5 pasada rupa. And then here we described 4 more. So the 2 sex materiality we call Iti Bhava and Murisa Bhava. And then the heart base, Havyavatu. And then light materiality, Jivita Rupa. So 5 plus 4. Now these 9, they are produced by Karma alone, so they are called Kamaja Rupa. Kamaja Ekam. Kamaja Ekam. They're produced only by one cause, that is by karma. And this 9 we discuss here as kamaja, kamaja, ekaja rupa. What do we say here? So I cannot read there very well. So we say anekam 9, ekam 9. So now we say this kamaja rupa. Kamaja rupa means karma born materiality. Ekam 9. Ekam 9 means this 9, not the ekam 9. So that means there are 9 materialities produced by karma alone. So we get the kamaja ekam 9. And kamaja anekam 9. Anekam means we say produced by many causes. So there are 9 materialities. These 9 materialities we have just discussed. So these 9. So they are produced by the 4 causes. They are produced by Kama, Chaita, Uttu and Ahara, by 4 causes. So as they are also produced by Kama, we call them the 9 Kamaja Anekam Rupa. Kamaja Anekam Rupa. So the total number of Kamaja Rupa is 18. 9 plus 9, 18.
咁咧跟住咧，我哋下一個睇嘅咧就係一因所生嘅色法。咁一因所生嘅色法咧，就係我哋睇到呢個叫做業生色 ，eka 即係一啦業生色，即係單係由業就可以引生嘅呢一個色法啦。咁包括啲乜嘢咧？會有9個嘅咁首先5個咧就係呢個淨色啦，呢個淨色咁呢個淨色咧。大家好熟啦，唔使逐個講啦淨色，即係呢個眼嗰啲啦眼耳鼻舌身眼耳鼻舌身嗰啲淨色咁講。咁另外咧就係有呢一個其中有2個喺呢度嘅，呢度咧就係包括係呢個根啦，性根咁性根咧就包括男啦、女啦呢個性根咁跟住咧就係有呢一個另外呢2個啦。就包括命根啦、命根色呢一度咁同埋呢個十依處啦，係嘛？咁即係話呢度有4個啦。咁呢4個咧加埋頭先嗰5個咧，夾埋有9個嘅。咁佢哋咧單憑業咧就可以生氣嘅咁所以咧就係單因嘅業生色咁另外咧就有一個非單因嘅業生色即係話咧。頭先呢幾個啦，頭先我哋啱啱講完嗰幾個啦，咁佢哋咧都係由業去推動而生氣嘅，咁但係佢哋又唔單止係由業去推動嘅，佢哋仲有由心去推動啦、時節啦同埋食去推動一齊推動嘅，咁佢哋係叫做非單一非單一。咁咧有9個色法咧，就係由業自己本身咧就可以生成嘅色法啦，有9個。咁另外業有份去生成嘅，亦都有9個咁所以咧，所有嘅業生色加埋咧，一共有9個加9個，有18個嘅。
So please look at number 1 again, the second part. 2 Viññāti rupas are produced by Citta alone. So the total number of ekaja rupas is 11. So that is shown here. So you can see here in this chart, we say the 2 the Viññāti rupas. Kaya Viññāti is special bodily movement. We also call it bodily intimation materiality. Vaji Viññāti is special movement of the mouth to let other people know about our intentions. So it is also called the verbal, the intimation materiality. So these 2, they are produced by Citta alone. By Citta alone. So due to Citta Rupa, we can move our hands and our mouths. And then so this special bodily movement. So as I told you yesterday, so by this motion we let other people know about our intention. So these these 2 Citta produced by these 2 materiality produced by Citta alone. So we say there are 2 Cittaja ekam rupa. So they are these 2. And there are 9 kamaja ekam rupa. So if you combine this 9 and 2, you get 11 materialities that are produced only by one cause each.
咁跟住咧就係到呢個心身識啦嚇。咁話心身識咧，單因嘅心身識，即係話單憑呢個心咧所引發嘅識法咧，就有兩個嘅嚇。咁呢兩個咧都係喺表識嗰度嚇。咁大家記得表識咧，即係指溝通嘅方法啦。咁一個咧就係身表識啦，一個咧就係呢個身表識一個咧就係心表識咁呢個嘅意思咧，其實係指呢個語言嘅溝通咁就譬如咧，我哋嘅發聲呢一個，咁呢個係身體，一個係語言。咁呢兩種嘅識法咧，都係由心咧單因咧就可以推動佢嘅就即時可以表達到。咁頭先教授咧就話咧，譬如佢揮一揮手啦，咁呢個係身表識啦，身體嘅表識啦。咁就由呢個心咧，即係引發佢，導致大家會具體睇得到嗰個物質嗰個變化，即係揮手個動作咁講嘢亦都係啦，心呢個咁呢個咧，呢兩個嘅識法咧，就係由呢個心咧單因就可以推動佢嘅咁所以咧，由呢個係心身識啦，呢個咧就係單因有兩個嘅一個心一個身咁咧加埋頭先單因嘅業身識咧9個咧，呢兩個加埋咧就一共有11個嘅所以咧大家睇到241頁咧。第一嗰度即係話咧，由單因所引申嘅識法咧，係一共有11個嘅咁樣嚟嘅。
You look at this chart again. So this satya, the sound, is produced by 2 causes. That is by Chaita, consciousness, and Uttu, tejo. And we explained that in number 2 on page 241. Satya, the sound, is the only Dvija Rupa. Dvija Rupa means materiality produced by 2 causes. That is, it is produced by Chitta and Uttu. So the vocal sounds, such as speech, laughter, moaning, crying, singing, whistling, and any sound that you make by your mouth, are produced by Chitta, by your mind. And non-vocal sounds, such as thunder, musical notes, from instruments, speeches, and from the radio, songs from cassettes, from the television, and noises made by cars and trains, etc., are produced by tejo.
咁跟住就第二點啦第二點咧就係關於呢個聲音嘅呢個聲音沙特咁呢個聲音咧就呢一種嘅識法咧係二因推動嘅大家可以喺呢張表嗰度睇到啦，二因推動就邊兩個因咧？就係一個心啦，加上呢一個時節時節真係能量特別係火大嘅作用如果大家記得好清楚沙特呢個呢個景色景色嘅沙特。咁咧頭先我哋睇翻第二點啦，241頁嗰度咧就係話咧人所發出嚟嘅聲音咧。例如笑聲啦、呻吟聲啦、哭嘅聲音啦、唱歌嘅聲音啦、吹口哨咧，就係由心去推動嘅。呢個心身識嚟嘅。咁咧，如果係一啲非人類做出嚟嘅聲音，例如行雷閃電樂器嘅聲音或者聽到收音機嘅聲音或者係播呢一個聲帶嘅時候聽到嘅聲音或者係汽車火車發出嚟嘅呢啲即係非人類發出嚟嘅聲音咧，就係由時節身識嗰度嚟嘅咁無論係心身識定係時節身識咧，佢都可以發出聲音嘅。所以咧，呢個係二因嘅二因咁有兩個。一個對唔住講錯。
Now you look this chart again. There are 3 materialities produced by 3 causes. So what are they? Rupasa lahuta, material, the material likeness or buoyancy. And Rupasa mudita, mudita is material elasticity. And Rupasa kamanyata, the material adaptability. So they are produced by Chaita, Uddu, that is Tejo and Ahara nutriment. So we describe that in number 3 on page 241. So we say there are 3 Tija Rupa. Tija Rupa is materially produced by 3 causes. So they are Rupasa Lahuta, Rupasa Mututa, and Rupasa Kamanyata. They are produced by Chaita, Uttu and Hara. So these Rupas are responsible for pleasant, joyous feeling we experience when our mind is clear, or when the weather is pleasant, or after we have a light, pleasant meal. So you understand now? So when your mind is clear and very pleasant, you don't have any worry, then the mind, so the mind, the consciousness, will produce these 3 types of materiality. When the weather is very pleasant and you feel very comfortable, so again, so that weather would produce the 3 kinds of materiality in our body. And then when we have, after we have a light, pleasant meal, we feel very comfortable and light. So at that time, the nutriment produce those 3 types of materiality in our body.
咁跟住咧就到呢個三因三因嘅法咧色法咧，咁主要咧就係講緊呢個變化色咁變化色咧就係呢3個啦，變化色咁變化色咧就包括係呢個色輕快性啦、色柔軟性啦，同埋呢個色熱性咁呢3個咧就係呢個變化性。咁呢3個情況咧，基本上係好愉快我哋經歷，我哋有陣時覺得個身體有呢3種好愉快嘅狀態咁呢3種咁愉快嘅狀態係點嚟嘅咧？就係由呢個3個其中一個可能由心生色嚟嘅啦，可能由時節生色，可能由食生色，其中一個條件生起嘅時候咧，咁就可能有呢個3個變化色生起嘅咁如果大家睇翻241頁第3段嗰度咧，佢哋咧就話咧，就係當呢啲咁樣嘅變化色生起嘅時候，即係呢個輕快柔軟色熱生起嘅時候咧，代表乜嘢咧？就第一個可能咧就係我哋嘅心咧好清明冇乜煩惱冇乜特別嘢諗，咁呢個時候咧可能我哋就會經歷呢3種嘅色法。又或者咧天氣非常之好即係啱啱好又唔熱又唔濕又唔凍咁咧我哋就可能會經歷呢3種嘅色法。咁又或者咧啱啱食完一個非常之好嘅餐啦咁但係又唔會食得太飽咁樣啱啱好嘅，咁亦都可能會出現呢3種嘅情況。
We have already discussed number 4, so we proceed to number 5. At the bottom of page 241. So we say there are 18 Kamaja Rupas. So they are the 9 Kamaja Ikaja Rupa. And 9 Kamaja Anekaja Rupa. That is the 9 Chatuja Rupa. That is also described here. We say the 18 Kamaja Rupa consists of 9 Kamaja Ikaja Rupa. Eka means Ekaja, the same thing, produced by Kama alone. And then 9, the Kamaja, Anekaja Rupa. So Anekaja means produced by the 4 causes, these 9 materiality.
咁第4個咧，我哋就已經講過啦就關於呢個4因咁咧跟住我哋去到第5嗰度啦第5嗰度咧就係總結翻啦咁業生色咧，共有幾多種咧？咁頭先都講過啦，八不離色啦，再加個空啦，所以咧喺呢度八不離色再加個空咧所以就係業生色單一嘅即係話佢自己一個力咧就可以生起呢8種嘅色呢9種嘅色法八不離色加一個空咁另外咧就係多因，即係話業咧作為其中一個因所推動嘅生氣咧，佢有9個頭先我哋講過啦，呢2個都咁加埋咧9加9就係18啦。
So please look at number 6 on page 242. So we say we have 50 Chaitanya rupas produced by consciousness. So they are the 2 Chaitanya Ekaja rupas and 13 Chaitanya Anekaja rupas. So again, that is described in this chart here. So we say the Chaitanya rupas amount to 15, 2 plus 13, 15. So consisting of 2 Chaitanya Ekaja rupa. So they are the 2, this one, we say the 2 sex materiality, the materiality of intimation, they are produced by Chitta alone. And this 13 Anekaja rupa means they are produced by Chitta as well as by other causes. So the 13 means they include this 9. So the 9 is, we say, this 8 Aviniboga rupa and the Akasa Dhatu, space element. They are produced by the 9 causes. We already said they are the Chatuja rupa. And then, so if you subtract 9, you get 4. So that 4 Anekaja rupa means this Saddha, the sound, which is produced by Chitta as well as by Tejo. And then we have 3 materialities here, produced by 3 causes. So if you add this 1 and 3, 4 into 9 there, you get 13. Anekaja, Chaitanya rupas.
咁跟住咧就到呢個心生色啦咁心生色一共有15個嘅點嚟嘅咧？咁首先咧佢自己一個因素呢個單因啦即係心生色咧就已經有2個啦，啱啱講完啦咁咧就呢2個啦同佢對應嘅大家睇到咁所以呢度單因咧就有2個嘅咁多因即係佢作為其中一個因素到引申嘅色法咁呢一共有13個。咁呢13個點嚟咧？咁大家睇翻242頁第6嗰度咧咁咧就有呢個八不相離色啦，八不相離色啦呢個地水火風色香味色所八不相離色咁跟住咧就有加一個咧就係呢個空間呢個空咁夾埋有9個啦咁另外嗰4個點嚟嘅咧咁第一個咧就係沙達即係呢個聲音沙達咁聲音咧再加埋啱啱講完呢個聲音呢個咁再加埋呢一個3個呢一個啱啱講完嘅就咧呢個心咧作為其中一個因素導致佢引申嗰3個變化色輕快嗰3個啦即係呢3個。咁咧，所以咧，8啦，加空1個啦，即係等於9啦，再加多一個聲音啦，再加多3個呢個變化色啦，所以加埋有13個嘅。咁所以咧，單因嘅2加多因嘅13咧，夾埋就有15個。
So again, number 7, there are 13 Utuja rupas produced by Tejo. So they are the 13 Utuja Anekaja rupas, which are the same as the 13 Chaitanya Anekaja rupas. So if you look at this chart again, we say this Utuja, the materially produced by heat, Tejo, amounts to 13. They are the same as the Chaitanya Anekaja rupa 13. They are the same thing. Because we say in the 9 Chatuja rupa, so the 9 Chatuja rupa are produced by all the 4 causes, so as well as by Tejo. And also the remaining 4, that is Saddha, the sound, is produced by Tejo as well as by consciousness. And these 3 materiality are also produced by Tejo. So they are the same as 13 Anekaja Chaitanya rupa. So these 13 they are the same.
跟住落嚟咧就係時節生色啦，時節生色。咁咧時節生色咧就大家睇到啦，佢係冇單因嘅咁但係咧佢有多因咧13個。咁呢13個咧就係同呢個 上邊嗰個心身識嗰個13個咧數目係一樣嘅佢哋一齊會影響色法嘅咁咧就包括八不相離色啦，加一個空啦，再加一個聲音啦，同埋呢一個聲音啦咁長嘅就聲音同埋呢3個變化性咁夾埋又係13個，即係同頭先咧第二啱啱講嗰個心身識嗰個多音呢一個咧係一齊嘅一樣嘅。
So just you can look at this chart. There are 12 aharaja anekaja rupas. So that are produced by nutriment. So the 12, they are the same as this 13 here. So you can see this 12 means the 9, the chatuja rupa, plus this 3 ticha rupa, this 9 and 3. So they are also produced by ahara and hara. So these are the 12, the aharaja anekaja rupas.
咁咧跟住落嚟咧就係呢個食身識食身識即係我哋242第8嗰個啦就有12個嘅咁佢亦都係冇單音，佢係多音嘅。咁咧佢係伴隨住其他嘅其他嘅因素一齊生起嘅，即係業啊心啊同埋時節生息一齊生起嘅咁呢12個係邊12個咧？咁又係啦八不分離識啦。咁就再加一個空間啦，夾埋9個啦。咁另外嗰3個咧就係呢個變化式夾埋咧就12個啦。
So then you please look at the notes not given under number 8 on page 242. So notes number 1, the 3 ticha rupas, namely the lahuta, mudita and kamanyata. They are collectively called lahuta dit rupas. Lahuta dit. Dit means etc. Lahuta etc. So that refers to these 3 materialities. And note number 2, the 4 lakhana rupas, materiality of characteristics, are not produced by any cause. They just denote the arising, birth, existing, decay, and dissolving dead nature of real rupas. So that refer to this 4 lakhana rupa, this 4 lakhana rupa. So the first 2, upachaya and sandati, we collectively call them jati rupa. So they just denote, this jati rupa denotes the materiality at the arising state. And then jarata is decay materiality. So it denotes the materiality at the existing state. And then the anicca rupa, so anicca is dissolving materiality. So it denotes the materiality at the time of dissolution. So they are not produced by any cause. They are just special the phenomena, special features of real materialities. So in the Abhidhamma examination, they can ask such a question. So what are the 4 materialities that are not produced by any cause? So you should have to say they are these 4 materialities of characteristics.
咁跟住我哋咧再睇242嗰個注釋嗰度備註嗰度，咁咧就呢3個因法3因嘅釋法啦，即係呢3個啦呢個新興壞性色業性等等嗰3個啦柔軟性啦、興壞性、色業性咁呢3個咧3因嘅釋法咧又叫做變化式另一種嘅叫法。咁另外第2個備註咧就係呢4個4個色呢4個色咧叫做相色咁呢4個相咧就包括呢個積集啦、相續啦、老啦同埋無常即係譬如色積集性啦、色相續性啦，如此類推咁呢4個法咧，佢哋咧係唔係由任何因素導致佢生起嘅咁點解咧？因為咧佢哋只不過講明呢個性質嘅啫咁 咁咧呢啲色即係物質嘅性質啦嚇。咁頭嗰兩個咧就係生起嘅，講揸田生起嘅，咁就包括呢個積集咯，同埋相續啊。咁跟住色積集性同埋色相續性啦啊。咁跟住就色老性啦，同埋呢個無色無常性就講滅嘅啊。咁呢四個咧就叫做相積啊。咁咧佢哋就唔係由任何色法導致嘅啊。所以咧，如果喺阿毗達摩嘅考試入邊咧，可能就會問啦邊啲色法咧係由任何因素導致佢生氣嘅咧？咁個答案咧就係呢四個啦。
And we go to the next topic, page 242. So near the bottom, we say grouping of material quantities. So we have described 28 types of materialities, and these materialities, they don't arise individually. They always arise in groups, and we say they are produced by the four causes in the form of tiny material groups called kalapas. So you can see the word there, the kalapa. So it is material group. So these material group kalapas have four features. One, all materialities in a material group, not in that kalapa, they arise together. That is, they have a common genesis. Number two, they also dissolve together. That means they have a common cessation. And number three, they all depend on the four great essential materialities. That is Patwi, Abo, Tejo, Vayo. That is present in that material group for their arising. So that means they have a common dependence. And number four, they are so thoroughly mixed that they cannot be distinguished. That is, they coexist.
咁跟住咧，我哋就睇呢個下一節嘅題目咧，就叫做色聚啊。色聚嘅意思咧，就係話我哋話咧28種嘅色法咧，佢哋咧係唔會單獨生起嘅啊。佢哋咧當佢一生起嘅時候咧，咁咧佢哋會一齊嘅啊，咁所以叫聚合啊，一齊生起。咁呢啲一齊生起嘅咧，就叫做色聚啦。咁色聚咧就有以下呢四個特徵嘅啊。咁第一個咧就係佢哋係一齊生氣嘅啊。咁咧佢哋有共同嘅依處嘅啊。咁第二咧就係佢哋會一齊別嘅啊。所以咧佢哋嘅別嘅時候都係一齊嘅，係有共同嘅別啊。咁第三咧佢哋咧都共同咧就係依存咧住四大咧去生氣嘅。即係話佢哋有共同嘅四大依存啊。咁第四個咧就係佢哋咧互相之間係撈溝埋晒嘅，聚合咗、混合埋嘅啊，不可分解嘅啊，所以佢哋咧係一齊存在嘅。
And in the next paragraph, we say it should be noted that Kalapas, the material groups, are so small in size, they are invisible even under electronic microscopes. So the size of these Kalapas, material groups, so in the human realm is just a 10 to the power minus 5 of a parama mu, which is smaller than an atom. So, in science we say all matter, so all our bodies and all other the material things, they are made up of atoms, And again, atoms are made up of electron, proton, and neutron. So atom in Pali we call Anubyu. So the atom we call Anubyu. And you divide that atom into 36 parts. Then that is called Paramamyu. Paramamyu, what we say here, it is just one part in 36 parts of an atom. So you have to divide that into so 100,000 parts again on that Parama view. So one part is equal to the size of material group. So that is what we say, 10⁻⁵ of a Parama view. So these the material groups, they are comparable in size to electrons, protons, and neutrons that are known as subatomic particles. They make the atoms. Actually, electron, proton, neutron, they make the atoms.
咁我哋要知道咧，就喺阿毗達摩入邊咧，呢、個食序作為一個單位咧，係非常非常之微細嘅啊。咁微細到個情況咧，就係、用最先進嘅電子顯微鏡睇咧，都睇唔到嘅。咁咧就究竟一個食序有幾大咧？咁樣嚇。咁喺巴利文即係古代啦啊。咁喺巴利文入邊咧，有個概念咧叫做塵。咁咧呢個塵呢個概念咧就相等於現代嘅我哋講嘅一粒原子啊。咁咧我哋將呢一個塵咧分開36份，36分之一嘅塵啊。咁咧就係微塵啊，即係我哋成日化學講嘅微塵咧嘅意思就係咁樣啦。咁再將呢個一個微塵咧除10000啊，即係將佢分10000分之一嘅微塵咧，就差唔多等於一個色序啦。咁所以咧，我哋話咧，呢個色序咧係非常之微細嘅。咁我哋而家一般嚟講咧，就將呢啲咁嘅概念咧，就叫做次原子粒子啊。次原子粒子嘅意思咧，即係話佢細過原子入面嘅粒子嘅啊。就原子大家知道啦，包括呢個電子啦、中子啦同埋質子啊。咁咧呢一個色序咧，其實就係比佢哋咧就更加微細嘅啊。咁大家都睇到啦嚇。喺243頁嗰度睇到。
So there are only 21 types of material groups consisting of 9 Kamaja Kalapa, 6 Chitija Kalapas, 4 Utuja Kalapas, and 2 Aharaja Kalapas.
咁我哋睇呢個色序咧就有21種。就按照頭先咧嗰個分類入法嘅，咁一個即係去分類，咁有9種嘅衍生式嘅色序啦，6種嘅生生式嘅色序，4種嘅視字生式嘅色序，同埋2種嘅食生式嘅色序。
So first we described about the 9 Kamaja Kalapas, material groups produced by Kama. So these material groups are formed from the 18 Kamaja Rupas. Here we describe there are 18 Kamaja Rupas. So these 9 material groups are produced from these 18. So actually in grouping in the material group, we have to exclude Parichida Rupa, Akasa Dhatu. It's not included among material groups in the klapa. We say when the klapas, material group arise, then there's the limiting space, the space around the klapa. So it's called this Parichida Rupa. So they are not included among the material group. And now we say again, all material groups, they must contain this 8 Avinipoka Rupa. So this also you can understand. Because these 4 essential elements, we also call them essential elements or essential materialities. So they are the main, the original materiality, and all the others are derived materiality that derive from them. So these 4 must always be present. So these 4 also, they always arise together as a material group. So when they arise together, we say, when it forms a klapa, a material group, then the visible form, and then the smell, and the taste, and then the nutriment, they arise automatically. So these 8, they are indivisible, they always arise together. So all material groups will contain them as the nucleus. And then in the all kamaja, the material groups, the jivita rupa must be present. Jivita is material life. So all kamaja, the kalapa, they must contain material life. So this 8 plus the jivita rupa, that is 9 materiality, they constitute the smallest kamaja kalapa. So actually on page, at the bottom of page 243, we described the 9 kamaja material groups, and the number 9 one on page 244. On page 244, you just look at number 9 there. So we say number 9 is jivita navaka kalapa, consisting of only 8 aviniboga rupas and jivita rupa. So only 9. So that is the smallest unit of the karma bond material group. So jivita navaka, navaka means 9. So 9. So the jivita means jivita rupa. So it is a material group consisting of 9 materialities together with material life, jivita rupa. So we take this 8 to be understood. We don't mention in the name. The 8 aviniboga rupa, they will be present in all material groups. So in short, we call this materiality vital donut. So it is contains life, we put in the word vital. Donut also means 9 types of materiality. And actually we described this on page 243. In the first paragraph of that, the 9 kamaja kalapa. So we say, these kalapas are formed from 18 kamaja rupa. And actually we have to exclude that the prachida rupa, the akasa dhatu. And then in all kalapa, we say the 8 aviniboga rupa form the nucleus. And all the kamaja rupas, they must contain jivita rupa, material life. So a group of 8 aviniboga rupa and jivita rupa forms the simplest unit of kamaja rupa. It is called jivita navaka kalapa, or we call it vital donut. Meaning it is a group of 9 rupas including jivita rupa, and it may be shortened to jivita donut. Okay.
咁我哋首先睇咧頭先講到咧呢個卡拉帕即係色罪有21種啊。咁首先咧我哋講第一大嘅種類咧就係9種嘅業生色衍生出嚟嘅色罪業生色罪。咁咧呢個9種嘅業生色罪咧，佢咧就係由業生色嗰度生起嘅啦。咁由於咧呢個大家知道呢個色罪係一個最基本嘅單位嚟㗎，咁所以咧我哋講業生色入面咧，單一嗰9個入面咧，其中嗰個空間咧係要去除嘅原因就係粒子入面咧因為佢係最少嘅單位嚟嘅，所以咧理論上佢唔應該有空間呢個空咧係指粒子之間同埋以外嘅空所以咧粒子本身入面應該咧邏輯上係應該要去除。咁所以咧呢個八不分離色咧就即係9個入面去除咗一個空咧，係會得翻一個空間啦去除咗之後得翻一個八不分離色。咁八不分離色咧就包括呢個4大啦，地水火風啦，再加咧色香味素色素，色香味素即係最後嗰個數係食素啦加埋色香味素加埋咧一個就成8個嘅所以叫八不分離色。咁呢個八不分離色咧，仲要加多個咧，就係命根命根。咁命根咧就係即係理論上佢一定要有嘅，任何嘅色罪如果唔係咧，佢就唔會有色罪生起嘅。咁所以咧，夾埋咧一共有9個嘅業生色罪咁咧，大家睇翻243頁咧，嗰度有講到咧，就係呢8樣嘅色法加埋咧，就叫做業生色罪啦。咁呢個業生色罪咧，又係物質嘅最基本嘅單位嚟嘅咁所以咧又叫做 命根九法罪命根九法罪即係如果大家睇翻後邊嗰度244頁咧第9嗰度咧，嗰度就係啦咁即係話咧，所有嘅釋法我哋由1喺度去9咧，都一定有呢9樣嘢嘅呢個係物質嘅最基本嘅組成條件嚟嘅。
Now in the next paragraph, we have just read. So you please look by adding the remaining 8 kamaja rupas, kamaja, ikaja rupas, one at a time, to this basic unit of jivita lunat, we get the remaining 8 kamaja kalapas. So remember, there are 9 kamaja ija rupa, the kamaja ikaja rupa 9. So they are the 5 pasada rupas, and then the 2 sex materiality, and then the heart base and jivita rupa. Jivita rupa is already combined with those 8, the aviniboga rupa to form that vital nunat. So we are going to add to that vital nunat these 8, the remaining 8 kamaja, ikaja rupa, one at a time. Now we add Chakupasada first. So if you add Chakupasada, so below that paragraph you get number 1. We call it Chakku Dasaka, Chakku Dasaka. So it is Kalapa, you understand. You can omit the word Kalapa. So it consists of 8 aviniboga rupas plus jivita rupa. So these 9, they are the vital nunat. Now we add the Chakupasada. So there are 10 types of materiality. So we call it Dasaka Kalapa. Dasaka means 10. Dasaka means 10. And so in this material group, it contains Chakupasada. So we call it Chakku Dasaka. So again, we don't need to mention Jivita here. Because as soon as you see the name, it is Chakku Dasaka Kalapa. So as soon as you know Chakku, so it means Chakupasada. And Chakupasada is produced by Kama alone. So you know that material group is the Kama born materiality. You already know. So now in the name we just mentioned Chakupasada. Now if you know that in number 2, instead of Chakupasada, you just put in Sotapasada. Then we call it Sota Dasaka. Instead of Chakku Dasaka, you call Sota Dasaka. So in short, we call it ear dekat. Eye dekat, ear dekat. Dekat comes from the decade. Decade means 10. So eye dekat. Now number 3, we put in Gana Pasada, so we call it Gana Daska, nose dekat. Number 4, we put in Jiva Pasada, so we call it Jiva Daska, tongue dekat. In number 5, we put in Kaya Pasada, so we call it Kaya Dasaka, the body dekat. In number 6, we put in 80 Bhava Rupa, the female sex materiality, so we call it 80 Bhava Dasaka, female dekat. Number 7, we put in Pung Bhava Rupa, that is the male sex materiality. Pung Bhava is also called Purisa Bhava. So we call this material group as Pung Bhava Dasaka, male dekat. And number 8, we put in Hadyavatu. So we call it Hadya Dasaka, and sometimes we also call it Vatu Dasaka. Hadya Dasaka or Vatu Dasaka. So it means the heart dekat. Okay.
我哋繼續睇呢個業生式嘅類型啦。咁業生式基本上咧就業生式罪嘅類型咁業生式罪基本上咧就係由呢個最基本嘅組成咧，就頭先啱啱講嗰個叫命根九法罪即係你哋244頁第9嗰個。咁咧當呢個命根九法罪咧係由黐咗去眼嗰度嘅時候咧即係加翻一個眼淨色眼淨色呢度眼淨色加落去之後咧，大家見到啦眼淨色佢咧係由呢一個業生式生起嘅單因嗰度生起嘅 咁另外一啲由業生識生起嘅咧，就大家頭先都記得啦，呢度都講過啦，就係呢幾組嘅法啦，呢4組嘅法啦。咁陣間我哋會再講講啦。咁咧嗱，咁首先咧就去到243頁嘅第一點嗰度啦。咁呢個命根九法序咧，即係八不離色加命根色啦，一加落去眼淨色嗰度嘅時候咧，咁我哋咧就叫呢個叫做眼十法序咁如果喺243頁嗰度睇到1嗰度咧，首先係眼啦，特生卡即係十啦，十咁咧十法即係10個因素啦組成嘅色序咁但係我哋將色序咧個色字去除咗佢啦，就簡稱呢個叫做眼十法序簡單啲講咧，就係命根九法序啦，加多一個眼淨色加多個眼淨色，咁就變成眼十法序。咁如此類推啦，我哋咧再加多一個耳淨色，就變咗耳十法序咁244頁嗰度咧，我哋繼續睇啦，由呢個鼻加個鼻淨色落去咧，就變咗叫鼻十法序啦。加個舌淨色落去咧，就叫做舌十法序；加呢個身淨色落去咧，就叫做身十法序。咁然後咧就到呢一個身體啦，身體嘅身體講完，咁跟住到性根性根男女性嘅性根加埋咧，就係呢個啦，男女性根業身性單因呢張表咁呢個男女性根加埋咧，又係十法序嘅咁男還男，女還女㗎啦照計。咁咧就所以咧呢個就加埋係十法序，唔係11嘅喎咁跟住咧就到呢個心所依處啦心所依處咧，亦都係呢個加心識即係命根九法序加心識，就變咗心所依處咁最後咧就係剩翻我哋講最基本個單位，業生識序嘅最基本單位咧就係呢個命根九法序咁加埋一個有9個嘅。
Now we give the note below that, so be familiar with this, the Pali word. Attaka, attaka means 8. Navaka means 9. Dasaka means 10. Eka dasaka. Eka is 1, dasaka is 10. 1 plus 10, it means 11. Dwa dasaka, dwa means 2, so 2 plus 10 is 12. Te rasaka, te means 3, rasaka also means 10, so it means 30.
下低咧就244中間嗰度咧就係一啲嘅巴利文嘅數字啦就幫助大家咧去數數字嘅咁大家都見到個規律㗎啦譬如咧 Dasaka 嗰個10啦加1啦 Eka 即係1啦就變咗11咁如此類推。
So we go to the next topic. There is number 2, 6 Chaitanya Kalapa. 6 material groups performed or produced by consciousness. So they are formed by grouping the 14 Chaitanya Rupas, excluding the Paricheda Rupa, that is the Akasa Dhatu. So we have already discussed about the 15 materiality produced by Chaitanya. So in grouping them together into material groups, so we have to group together the 14, except that the Paricheda Rupa. So if you look at the number 1 is very easy. So we go Chaitanya. Chaitanya, cha means produce. So that means consciousness produce. Suddhataka, so ataka, you already seen, it means 8. Suddha means pure. It's pure. So it is only this 8 Avinibbhaga Rupa. We say this 8 Avinibbhaga Rupa, they are produced by all the 4 causes. So that 8 Avinibbhaga Rupa that is produced by this Chaitra is called Chaitanya Suddhataka. We call it pure octet. It is 8 Avinibbhaga Rupa produced by Chaitra.
咁跟住咧就到呢個心身識序咁咧就由呢一個心咧所引發嘅識序咁我哋呢 呢度都見到啦嚇，呢個新生色咧就一共咧加埋有10個嘅2個係佢自己生起，13個咧係同其他一齊生起嘅。咁咧喺色聚嘅層面入邊咧，我哋將呢個新生色聚咧又分開幾大類型嘅嚇。首先第一個大類人咧，244頁嗰度咧睇到咧，佢咧第一個大別咧就叫做純八法聚嚇，得翻8個法啊。咁呢8個法咧就係我哋頭先講嗰個八不相離法啊。呢個咧就係由呢個新生色嗰度咧，佢哋有份去生起嘅呢個八不相離法，大家睇到啦。佢有份去引發佢生起嘅，咁呢個係第一大類。
So number 2 is also easy. So from the name you can know the content materialities. So we give the name Kaya Vinyati Navaka Kalapa. So Kaya Vinyati means bodily intimation. Navaka means 9, and we shorten it to be Lunat. Lunat also refers to 9. So we call it bodily intimation Lunat. So from this name you know Kaya Vinyati is present. So 8 Avinyoboga Rupa is present in all material groups. So it is not mentioned in the name. So what are the content? So you say it is a combination of 8 Avinyoboga Rupa and Kaya Vinyati that we call the special bodily movement or bodily intimation materiality.
咁跟住第二大類咧，由呢個新引發嘅呢個色聚咧，就叫做新表9法聚啊。咁新表咧再黐埋頭先講最基本嗰個單位叫做純八法聚嗰八不分離色嗰個啦，八不離色嗰度咧，加埋咧就等於新表9法聚啊。咁大家記得呢個啦，新表9法啊，呢個色相續色變化啦，色變化入邊咧再對唔住講錯咗，sorry啊，呢個新表即係即係溝通嘅方法啦，用呢個身體去表達嗰個方法，嗰個色聚啦，就係由呢個新生色咧有份去引發佢嘅啊。咁佢點樣數法咧？就係嗰八不分離色再加多呢一個啊。咁加完之後咧，我哋就叫做新表9法聚啊，即係八不分離色加新表色啊，加埋咧就叫新表9法聚。
So in the Abhidhamma examination, they can ask questions like this. So what is Kaya Vinyati Navaka Kalapa? And what does it represent? So you have to answer. The Kaya Vinyati Navaka Kalapa is a material group consisting of 8 Avinyoboga Rupas and Kaya Vinyati. And it represents the special bodily movement that we call bodily intimation materiality. So you should know this, the bodily intimation materiality, Kaya Vinyati, cannot arise by itself. Cannot arise by itself. It must arise in combination with the 8 Avinyoboga Rupa. Okay.
咁喺阿毗達摩嘅考試入邊咧，咁佢咧有陣時咧會問你啦，咩叫做新表9法聚啊？咁新表9法聚代表咗啲乜嘢咧？啊，咁個答案咧，所謂新表9法聚咧就係呢個八不離色再加新表啊。咁第二個答案咧就係佢代表咗啲乜嘢嘢咧？就係話咧，佢代表嘅就係身體嘅意圖我嚟表達嗰啲意思。咁咧佢係唔可以自己生氣㗎佢係八不分離色啊嘛，佢要同埋其他嘢一齊去生氣㗎，而且佢生氣嘅因都係唔同嘅咁呢個就係嗰個答案啦。
So again for number 3, the question would be, now I am giving the question. So what is Vaji Vinyati Saddha Dasaka Kalapa? And what does it represent? So by looking at the name, you should know the contents, the materialities. So the name Vaji Vinyati is present. Saddha, the sound is present. No? So dasaka, that means the total number of materiality is 10. So what are the contents? So we write down on the right, 8 aviniboga rupa, vajivinyanti rupa, and sabda, the sound. So it represents, so it means it is a group of these 10 types of materiality. And again here, so we say, what does it represent? So what would you say? What does it represent? Now, Vajivinyanti is spiritual movement of the mouth to produce the speech. And then we call it Vajivinyanti, we call vocal intimation materiality. Now you also get the sound. So what would be? What would this material group represent? Not get yet. So you get the movement of the mouth to produce a speech, and you also get the sound. So what would that mean? So that means spoken words, our spoken words, or any sound that you make with your mouth. Okay.
咁跟住下一個咧就係呢個語表18序啊！我頭先呢一個講錯咗心表啊，即係我發覺應該係語表18序。咁啊語表咧就係、包括咩咧？就係、嗰8個呢個8法序啦，純8法序啦啊，8不離色咧，就係、再加咩咧？再加一個呢個語表啦啊，然後再加呢個聲音啊，咁夾埋咧。有10個嘅，所以叫語表18序。咁呢10樣嘢10樣嘅色法生起係代表乜嘢嘢咧？咁首先咧就係有8不分離色啦，咁然後咧就有語表啊，即係個語言嘅表達啦。咁再加個聲音啊，咁所以咧佢代表咗咧我哋發出即係講嘢或者係發出個聲音嘅時候咧，咁咧就叫做語表18序啦。
So we can have similar questions for all the material groups. So now we come to number 4, Lahutadi Eka Dasaka. So Lahutadi means, so it means 3 materiality consisting of Lahuta, Mututa, Kamanyata. So we are just giving you the short form of these 3 types of materiality. So we refer to this, the Rupasa Lahuta, Rupasa Mututa, Rupasa Kamanyata. So we call them Lahutadi, materiality. So they consist of, so in short we just say Lahuta, Mudita, Kamanyata. We already understand we are talking about materiality, so they should be the materiality. So these 3, if you combine with the 8 Avinovaga Rupa, you get 11. That is called Eka Dasaka, means 11. So it is 11, consists of 11 types of materialities, which are 8 Avinovaga Rupa and then Lahutadi Rupas. So we also shorten it in English. An Dekat, so an means 1, Dekat means 10, so 11, the same as Eka Dasaka. So an Dekat of mutability. Because this Lahutadi Rupa, 3 Lahutadi Rupas, they come under the name of Vikara Rupa. So these Vikara Rupas, they are known as mutable materiality, materiality of mutability. Mutability. So they are, and if I ask you, when does this material group will arise in us? So as it is produced by Chitta, that means when our consciousness, our mind is clear, pleasant, peaceful, and very comfortable, then we feel very comfortable and the light and elastic. So at that time, this material group will arise in us.
咁跟住咧，我哋就睇呢個變化式啊，變化式入面咧引發嘅呢個心身色序係點樣分類啊？咁咧呢個心身色咧喺呢一度咧會引發 作為其中一個因素啦，當然啦會引發呢三種嘅變化式嘅，就包括呢個輕快性、色柔軟性同埋色業性啊。咁呢三種色法係點樣即係構成呢個心身色類嘅咧？咁嗱，首先咧就係8個不離色啦，再加呢3個因素啦，加埋就11個啦，色法啊。咁呢11個一齊生起嘅時候咧，咁佢就叫做輕快性11法罪嚇，即係240頁第4點嗰度嚇，輕快性11法罪。咁點解叫11法罪？啱啱數完啦，8個再加多個3個輕快性、柔軟性同色業性加埋一齊啊。咁呢3個咧又構成咗呢一個嘅變化式啊，呢個叫變化式。咁變化式咧，除咗呢3個之外咧，仲有呢個身表同埋語表啦，加埋嘅。
So now we go to number 5. So kaya vinyati, the hutati, kalapa. So what materiality this material group will contain? Kaya vinyati is not bodily,